Yeah, okay, good. So, as you may know, the purpose of this meeting is so that we can talk more about three things. So agile practices, and that falls into two categories that we're going to talk about today. So that's paired programming, and TDD and BDD. And then the next thing we're going to talk about is our salary ranges, and help you to understand them. Okay. So what I was thinking would be a good way to sort of frame this discussion was to sort of talk about these things in terms of pros and cons. So things that are good and things that are bad. And so, one of the things that we need to be able to do is understand why people wouldn't want to do what we do. Because those are the more common sort of ideas. And so and I think some of you would be able to come up with some ideas about why it's not a good idea to do what we do. And so we should get them on a list so we understand them, and then we can address them and see why, in fact, that's not the case. And there are very good reasons why we do what we do. So, paired programming. So that's, as you know, that's where two of us are working together. Two people at one desk, with two keyboards, two mice, maybe two monitors, just one computer, working throughout the day to build applications. Okay, not working alone, separately. So why would that be a bad idea? Why wouldn't you want to do paired programming? It seems like there are a million reasons why it's a bad idea. Can anyone think of a good reason why it's a bad idea to do paired programming?
Cost.
Cost. Okay, excellent. That's when you're talking to clients, business people who are trying to hire us, and managers in conventional IT departments. The number one consideration is cost. The view is that if you have two people working together doing paired programming, it costs twice as much to get the same amount of work done. That's just crazy. You're going to get fired if you do that. Okay? Good point. So any other reasons why paired programming is a bad idea?
We have to do the research story.
Okay. So for both of you to work together to research a story, it's like a waste of time having two people doing that research together, right? Okay.
Possible conflict.
Conflict, okay. So you can't do anything you want when you're paired programming. You've got to, maybe you disagree with the person you're working with, and that's going to stop you from being able to just move forward. Okay. Any other reason why paired programming? Sorry?
How to find people agree to paired programming?
Because people don't like to work together.
No, because two people must be very similar in the knowledge.
They need in their knowledge. They need to be the same similar knowledge. Okay. Okay. Maybe they're not at the same level, so one person just isn't able to keep up with the other one, right? Okay. Good. Any other reasons why it's not a good idea?
Difference in skill level.
But that's what we was just saying.
For trivial work, I think that two people get better at work.
Sorry?
Simple work.
The work is too simple. It's just too easy to really require two people to do it. Okay? Yes, Robin.
There's less control over your work hours. You can't work whenever you want. You have to work when you can work with you.
That's a very good point. You've got to work at the same time as the person you're working with. Yeah, that's a big problem. Anything else? Okay, well those I think we caught a whole bunch of really good reasons why it's a bad idea. Okay, and we're going to address all of those. Okay. So let's see. And so by addressing these, some of the things that we're going to do will lead to what are the advantages, the pros. Let's see. What are the things we're missing from the pro side that aren't addressed implicitly by these?
You mean the cost?
Yeah. No, I think all of these reasons become become pros when we delve into them a little bit more. But some of them aren't, okay? So let's just address some of these things. Okay, so cost is going to, let's talk about that last, right? Because I think once we address the other ones, the cost one will be addressed automatically, okay? So working hours, that is a real disadvantage, you know? I mean, it's not, you can't just work whenever you like. And actually, I think that is a disadvantage. You got to work. It's not an advantage in disguise. It's a real disadvantage. So that you do need to work similar hours to other people, and it's one of the prices you pay. Let's talk about there is an advantage though that's similar to that, and that is flexible schedule. Okay, so what I mean by that is that, yeah, sure, you got to work the same hours as the person you're with, but on the other hand, if you had to go to the dentist, right, because it's an emergency, you can't work today, you're sick, whatever, you can do it, even if there's something really critical that must be done today, because you're in a paired, right? So, you know, that person can cover it for you for a few hours, right? Other flexible things. So let's say you want to take some time off, right? You're more able to do that. You can't just leave whenever you like, but you're more able to do it because there's someone else there who understands the project who can keep working. Okay, and maybe someone else can jump in and take your place, and they can pair together, and maybe they come up with some new ideas and stuff like that. So it's all good. So if you were just working alone on a project and you were sick, and there's a delivery tonight, someone's going to be unhappy, right? It's either going to be you or the client. If you want to take a vacation, but there's really a lot of pressure to deliver every day, someone's going to be unhappy, you or the client, right? But with paired programming, that's not the case. You know, or maybe you've been working on a project that's just going to go on for years, right? And after 3 months, you were just so bored with it. You just want to move on and do something different because you're not learning anything new. Well, if you're doing paired programming, you know, you can do it. If you weren't, imagine you've been working on a project. After 3 months, they need you because you really understand everything and no one else understands what you know. And you're just like trapped. You created your own prison. You're trapped in your own code because no one else understands and been through your process. And, you know, everyone loves you too much. They don't want you to leave, but you want to move on. Well, with paired programming, yeah, you can move on because there was someone else at every step of the way with you, learning and having the same experience and understanding of the application that you had. And so, yeah, you can move on to a different, interesting project. And everyone is happy. The project keeps moving forward. Someone else comes in. Maybe they've got some interesting new insights and perspectives, which helps the project. Things move on. So on a really short time scale, you've got to be there every day, same hours as the person you're working with. But if you look at it from the bigger perspective, there's way more flexibility with paired programming. It makes life a lot more flexible, a lot less stressful. There's a lot more freedom. So okay, so that's why that's actually the cost of working hours together, all these big picture advantages in the same sense of flexibility. So, so simple, trivial work, right? You know, yeah, you don't want to necessarily pair 100% of the time, right? All the time when you're doing every tiny little thing, there are times when maybe like 10% of the time, 20%, it's going to depend on the project. When, yeah, maybe you want to, like, you know, work side by side. So one person's doing a bit of research for the next story, another person's doing some simple stuff. That is more efficient. So, yeah, there are times when you might want to split up a bit, okay? But if the whole project is so trivial that you don't need to do paired programming, that's often a trap. Because very often things look like they're easy when you start, but they end up becoming a lot harder later on. And you know, you still may not benefit from the advantage of having someone else working with you on it. And you know, if something really is so trivial too, you know, that the whole project is really trivial, you don't want to be trapped in something trivial because that's going to be kind of boring. So being in a pair is actually going to help you to move on and get out of it. But yeah, you can definitely not pair program 100%, you know, and so you need to know when it's trivial and when it isn't. But, you know, I often find that, you know, I don't think there's any project that we would do that's so trivial that there are just no problems, that everything is just so easy to do that you couldn't possibly gain benefits from working with someone else, let alone the non-technical benefits of working in a pair. Same level. Yeah, okay. So there are two ways that people can work together. For the utmost in productivity, you want to have people at the same level working together.